I'm back. I'm back. I'm eating. I'm back. I'm eating. I've got my food. I'm not turning my camera back on. But I will do poop tube. Oh, my camera's back on anyway. What the fuck? What the fuck? This looks funny. One more. Damn, that's crazy. That's pretty sick. Sand heater? That's pretty sick too. Alright, so if I hit DS. Excuse me. Let me watch a bunch of videos. Neat.
About to unfold with our weather patterns here across the entire United States. We're starting off this morning looking at this big plume of moisture working its way up into the southeastern and eastern portions of the United States. We've had some heavy rain in the deep south. We're starting to see some of that rain and snow and some wind move into the northeast and mid-Atlantic regions. Behind that is another wave and another big storm system that's going to cause all kinds of problems, and we're going to talk about that right now. So the jet stream is about to go crazy. We've been talking a lot about this zonal flow that we've been in where we don't have any big troughs or ridges. That's about to change big time as a large trough, almost the size as the entire continental United States, is about to move through and really kind of amplify as it gets closer to the eastern side of the country. You can see that this is what it's going to look like tomorrow around 7 p.m. Strong winds coming out of Canada over here in Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, causing intermittent blizzard conditions over there as the cold air funnels in. Strong winds over here in the Arklatex region as well. This is going to be funneling in some moist air and some somewhat unstable air into the deep south. Put everything together and you're going to get rain and storms on the southern side and snow and cold air on the backside. And that's going to just kind of continue to get more and more intense as we go into the day on Wednesday. Very strong mid-level winds here, 110, 115 mile per hour winds, a couple thousand feet above your head in places like Atlanta, Georgia. This is going to translate down to the surface a little bit, especially in the Appalachian Mountains. Some very strong winds are going to be possible here, but mostly this is just going to cause some rain and some thunderstorms in the deep south, and once again some very chilly air and some snow on the backside. Things get a little bit more interesting later in the day on Wednesday as the trough takes a negative tilt. Whenever you see the bottom of the trough pointing towards the south and east like this, we get a little bit better mixture where the warm air is allowed to kind of flip back into the cold part of the storm a little bit more efficiently, and this is when the low pressure center is really allowed to deepen, and that's likely what's going to happen here on Wednesday as maybe a full-on snowstorm is going to take place back here in Canada and into interior portions of the mid-Atlantic and northeast, and then just a really strong wind and rainstorm for the rest of the East Coast. We're going to get more into this as we go further into the video, but I just want to give you a general overview of what we're expecting over the next couple of days. This is the main player, the big trough that's going to be coming through and changing our weather pattern drastically. The first thing everybody's going to notice is the temperature differences, okay? So out in front of this, we are going to warm up quite a lot in the southeast up into the northeast, but very quickly we're going to start to see the cool air start to filter into the west, the Intermountain West, over into the central portion of the U.S., but the real thick high quality cold air is still locked up here into Canada until that negative tilt happens with the trough that I was talking about, and the cold air is allowed to more efficiently escape down into the central and eastern portions of the U.S. You can see it coming there, a wall of Canadian or Arctic cold air coming across into North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota on Wednesday around 10 a.m. Some of these places are going to be 30 to 40 degrees below normal during this time period on Wednesday into Thursday, but we're already seeing the cold front and its impacts in Kentucky, Tennessee, all the way down into Texas even, where extreme southern Texas is even going to be feeling chilly with temperatures 20 to 30 degrees below normal. The frontal passage is going to happen very quickly, and then by Thursday, we're all going to be below normal east of the Rockies for the most part, except for up here in Maine. But don't worry, the cold weather is coming for you as well. But this will probably be one of the more intense cold snaps of the season so far, especially up here in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and North Dakota, where once again, maybe some places are going to be getting 45 degrees below normal with our temperatures up here. And what does that mean? Well, it means it's going to get cold even when we're not factoring in the wind chill, which is going to add a lot to this. We're going to be on Wednesday morning around 11 a.m. negative 16 up there in northern North Dakota, negative 10 in northern portions of Minnesota, but it gets even colder, negative 30 in those same areas on Thursday morning, and that's with no wind. Add the 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts that we may be seeing on top of this, and we're going to be talking about negative 50 wind chills. We're talking about the kind of air that if you're outside for a couple of minutes, you could get hypothermia and frostbite. So a very dangerous cold air coming into the extreme northern portions of the United States. Some of that is going to bleed over into the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes region as well. And of course, some of it is even going to make it into the South. It's not going to be quite that cold, but it's certainly going to be colder than what we're used to. As we push the European temperature forecast into the future, you can see the big plume of moisture that's going to be kind of pulling up out in front of the cold front here on Wednesday. This will be fueling some isolated thunderstorms and some rain from the I-95 corridor down into eastern portions of Florida. But look at all that cold air back here raring up and ready to unleash across the rest of the eastern U.S. And you can see we're going to be down in the 20s in Pennsylvania, in the teens in Pennsylvania, 7 a.m. Thursday, in the 20s and teens in Kentucky, and even down below freezing as far south as Birmingham and Atlanta. It gets close to 0 in Chicago, upper teens in Detroit. So you can see that there's going to be lots of cold air to work with all the way through Saturday and Sunday, where we will probably start seeing a little bit of a warm up after this cold snap. Now, there's a lot going on here, but before we go any farther, we have to shout out today's awesome sponsor. Delete Me, your personal data is yours again. Did you know that there are companies out there weather? So what does this look like when you put everything together? First of all, we've got a little bit of snow coming for the extreme northeastern portions of the United States today into the early morning hours tomorrow, as the rain that's been impacting us here in the southeast is going to be moving up into some colder air. But we're going to quickly move on, and our focus is going to turn to this big drop in the 540 line. You see where the isobars here turn from red to blue? Everything inside of the more blue lines is where we expect temperatures to be cold enough to produce snow, and you can see all of the moisture kind of pulling up out in front of that area, causing some isolated thunderstorms in the deep south. Watch how everything comes together here though on Wednesday. We might see some back end snow here in my neck of the woods on Wednesday, 10 a.m. It could be snowing moderately from the Smoky Mountains all the way up into western portions of Pennsylvania, eastern portions of Ohio. Some of that will be aided by moisture from the Great Lakes, so lake enhanced snow on top of some just general snow from the low pressure system is going to be happening here in Pittsburgh up into upstate New York on Wednesday around 4 p.m. At the same time, some very strong winds and some heavy rain is going to be happening from Boston down through Baltimore and towards Myrtle Beach. The storm gets even stronger as we go into the future here. December 11th, 10 p.m. Very heavy snows back here in southern Ontario, upstate New York, eastern portions of Pennsylvania. Extreme winds maybe for Cape Cod, Maine. This might even impact Long Island with the very strong winds, and this is the kind of system that could bring about concerning winds. We're talking about a nor'easter here for the most part, at least what you're used to when you think of a nor'easter over here as far as the winds go. We can take a look at some of those winds here on the GFS model. Notice how as the low pressure center comes together all along the east coast, some wind gusts are going to start really really being prominent from Georgia all the way up to Massachusetts. Maybe some 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts around 10 a.m. on Wednesday here between Raleigh and Richmond. But notice how quickly things ramp up right along the coast. If you're in Delaware, New Jersey, all the way up there towards Massachusetts, watch out. This could cause some coastal flooding, and this could cause all kinds of problems if the winds actually get this strong. We're talking about maybe 80 mile per hour wind gusts on Cape Cod December 11th around 10 p.m. So this is a full-on major East Coast storm here, bringing snow on the backside, heavy rain, and some wind on the front side. I would definitely be getting ready for some strong winds, at least 50 mile per hour wind gusts in Long Island, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, pretty much all of New England here. This is the kind of storm that could definitely cause power outages and maybe even some coastal flooding and stuff like that. So get ready, it is coming. And of course, on top of all of that, whenever we've got such strong winds in the mid-levels, we have to worry about severe weather. There's not going to be a whole lot of instability, so it's not going to be a huge problem, but tomorrow, especially in the afternoon, I think down here from the panhandle of Florida up into Georgia, we have a slight chance of some isolated convection causing some damaging winds and a tornado or two. But I really do think that our main focus with this storm system is going to be the backside snow and the really strong winds that happen here on Wednesday. If we have any fish watching out here to the south and east of the Carolinas, there's actually a pretty robust severe weather threat developing out here over the Atlantic Ocean. If this low pressure system was a little bit farther to the west, we might be talking about a tornado outbreak. But thankfully, the vast majority of this energy is going to be really actualizing after this clears land. Here's that marginal risk from Mobile, Alabama up to Columbus, Georgia, mostly driven by a very small chance of having some winds and maybe a tornado or two. That is also going to continue into Wednesday as well, very close to the East Coast. Nothing crazy to worry about there. A little bit more concerning, I think, is the risk of some heavy rainfall. The good news is a lot of people who are getting this rainfall need it. We got a slight risk of excessive rainfall in Atlanta on Tuesday. On Wednesday, that continues up into the Northeast. These people really need the rain. Unfortunately, it's going to come along with those maybe damaging winds as well in New England up into Maine there. So get ready for some isolated flash flooding events as well. Here's how much rain we could see over the next 7 days. We're talking about maybe 3 or 4 inches of rain in the deep south and about the same up here in New England. Some of this is going to fall as snow, especially in New York and the more interior sections of the Northeast. Some much welcomed rain, especially in the mid-Atlantic there, where we are in a pretty significant drought right now. Also expecting some rain over here in the Pacific Northwest up into the Cascades and the Sierra Nevada, but not much rain at all in Southern California. What is going to be happening though in the near future is some very strong winds coming across the southwestern portion of the United States, some Santa Ana winds, and couple that with literally no precipitation over the next 7 days and the very low relative humidity levels, and we've got ourselves a PDS red flag warning. Okay, so the National Weather Service has issued a particularly dangerous situation red flag warning for the Los Angeles area, and we do believe that there's going to be some big time wildfires associated with this. On top of the wildfire risk, this is just generally going to be some strong winds. 60 to 70 mile per hour winds are going to be possible all across southwestern portions of California. This is going to cause down trees, power lines, and also power outages. That's going to be a big problem. 50 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts, even just a couple of fires spark up. This could lead to widespread destructive wildfire conditions. There's a lot of gas out there. There's a lot of dry material to burn. So if you live out here in LA and Ventura counties in southwestern portions of California, please be hyper vigilant and make sure you're paying attention to your local National Weather Service, because it's going to be a serious situation from about 10 p.m. today until 2 p.m. Tuesday, especially with those wildfires. So make sure you're keeping an eye on that, and we will keep you updated here on the latest. Looking farther into the future, things are going to be warming up for the vast majority of us after this big trough moves through. Of course, all actions, how's it go? All things have an equal and opposite thing. You know what I'm talking about. The same thing applies to our jet stream. So whenever it starts cranking down, we can always expect it to crank right back up. All right. And that's what we're going to see here next week as we get a big ridge forming over the central U.S. We're going to be warming up, the vast majority of us, which is kind of perfect if you're looking for a white Christmas, if you're looking for a Christmas snowstorm, especially on the East Coast. We need the warm up to happen before the next big trough, right? So it's kind of lining up perfectly for us. I'm not saying anything set in stone just yet, but hey, it's looking good. All right, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Go check out the 24/7
When you're outdoors, things can go really well or really wrong. You never know what might happen out there, and it's not always safe. But the good news is, if you're prepared, you can handle almost anything. That's why we put together a list of doomsday survival gadgets and tools you might need. Let's begin. When you're rolling in wild terrain and there is darkness everywhere, all you need is a source of light. That's when you reach for the Nero Luxstream rechargeable spotlight. With a single press, its powerful beam cuts through the dark and guides you back to safety. This spotlight is equipped with an impressive 2,000 lumen output, offering a beam that reaches up to 1,000 meters, or about 32 to 80 feet. This means you can spot animals from afar or light up a worksite with ease. The spotlight is designed with a durable body and a high-powered LED light that can withstand drops and harsh conditions. You can choose between 3 modes: high, low, and strobe, depending on your lighting needs. The high mode provides maximum brightness for long-distance visibility, while the low mode is perfect for conserving battery life during extended use. In essence, the Nero Luxstream rechargeable spotlight helps you when you need it most. The Nightcore NWL-20 flashlight is a must-have for any prepper's gear, offering dependable versatility across critical survival scenarios. Built for everything from camping and outdoor exploration to high-stakes roles like law enforcement, hunting, and military operations, this compact flashlight fits right into a bug-out bag or pocket without taking up too much space. Its dual output allows for adaptable lighting options, letting you conserve battery power or boost brightness based on your needs. The NWL-20's replaceable battery feature is a huge plus, making it a reliable choice for extended use or emergencies when recharging isn't possible. Designed for powerful beams, it's a solid choice for search and rescue, ensuring long-distance visibility and enhanced detail with high CRI options. Lightweight yet durable, the NWL-20 is ready for anything from nighttime hikes to emergency rescues, helping preppers stay prepared in any low-light situation they might encounter. The Spark necklace offers preppers a unique blend of style and survival functionality, combining a fire-starting tool with everyday wearability. This necklace isn't just for looks. It's equipped with a powerful ferro rod capable of producing sparks at a blistering 5,500 degrees Fahrenheit, allowing you to ignite a flame no matter the conditions. Crafted with a ceramic scraper 10 times tougher than steel, it's built to withstand repeated use, offering thousands of strikes for reliable fire starting over time. The ceramic tool isn't just for sparks either. It doubles as a handy multi-purpose tool, with functions ranging from a gouge and spoon knife to a seatbelt cutter, all and saw. Handcrafted in the USA and available in plain or patterned stone designs, this necklace comes with an adjustable leather strap, ensuring it's as comfortable as it is functional. Free from harmful chemicals, the Spark necklace brings peace of mind, making it an essential piece for any prepper seeking convenience and utility on the go. Survival Frog's canned meats are an ideal addition to any prepper's stash, promising a solid shelf life of at least 5 years, with the potential to last up to 25 years or more under the right conditions. This longevity stems from their precise canning method. Raw meat is hand-packed into cans and pressure cooked, sealing in both quality and freshness. To get the most life from these cans, store them in a cool, dark place, ideally at a steady 50 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. These cans come with a manufacturing date code, which tells you the type of meat and the exact production date, helpful for tracking inventory over the years. In the event of an emergency, their smaller 14.5-ounce cans are handy since they reduce waste when refrigeration isn't available. Otherwise, once open, the meat lasts 3-4 days in the fridge. With options like beef, chicken, and ground beef, Survival Frog's canned meats is a practical, protein-rich backup plan in any prepper's pantry. The GM300 series radiation detector by Cestin is essential for any prepper serious about monitoring environmental hazards. This compact, lightweight device is equipped with a TFT LCD and delivers alerts via sound, light, VOC, and vibration, ensuring no unnoticed exposure to radiation. It uses GM2 detectors to provide accurate beta, gamma, and X-ray readings, making it suitable for diverse scenarios. With its 2200 mAh battery, Type-C charging, and fast and smooth operation modes, the GM300 is designed for reliability on the go. It even features a 1-hour curve map for real-time radiation exposure tracking, automatic accumulation, and manual reset options. For those looking to expand their monitoring toolkit, 1U Technology also offers a range of specialized detectors and sensors. From nuclear radiation detectors to industrial-grade water turbidity sensors, these products deliver precise data outputs, ideal for long-term prepping and staying informed about environmental conditions. As a prepper, being ready for CBRN threats is essential, and the Avon Protection NH15 CBRN air purifying escape respirator is a compact, reliable solution for such emergencies. Designed with first responders, military personnel, and corrections officers in mind, this escape hood offers critical respiratory, eye, and face protection for at least 15 minutes, enough time to evacuate dangerous environments. Its small and compact size makes it easy to store and carry, yet it doesn't compromise protection. The clear material ensures that communication remains clear and non-threatening, even in high-stress scenarios. Twin low-profile filters reduce both breathing resistance and the risk of snagging, while a front reflector enhances visibility in low-light conditions. With a 5-year shelf life, the NH15 is always ready when needed, and it's been rigorously tested. NIOSH CBRN approved and CE marked. This escape respirator is critical to any prepper's doomsday survival kit. The Mira Safety Mop 1 CBRN protective suit provides full body protection for biological threats. This next-gen suit offers full body protection while being lightweight, weighing only 2.5 kilos, which is significantly less than traditional hazmat suits. Designed for extended use, it can be worn continuously for up to 30 days and decontaminated 10 times without losing effectiveness. The Mop 1 incorporates advanced carbon spheres in its semi-permeable construction, which allows breathability while absorbing harmful contaminants. Its full front military-grade zipper and adjustable waist make it easy to put on, ensuring a secure fit for various body types. Double layer enclosures at the wrists and ankles ensure a tight seal, protecting against vapor and gas intrusion, and the integrated hood works seamlessly with most gas masks. A powerful and versatile light source is important in emergencies, and the Streamlight Lightbox fills that criteria. Designed for industrial use, this rechargeable floodlight lantern boasts 4 powerful LEDs and shallow reflectors, delivering a wide beam pattern perfect for illuminating large spaces. With an articulating head, you can direct light precisely where you need it, and the large push-button switch makes it easy to operate, even with gloves on. Available in 2 configurations, the standard system includes a shoulder strap, AC/DC charge cords, and a charging rack, while the vehicle mount system adds a direct wire vehicle mountable rack for mobile use. Offering 2 brightness modes, the Lightbox provides 1,500 lumens on high with a 7.5-hour runtime and 350 lumens on low for up to 17.75 hours. Compact and lightweight at just over 3 pounds, this lantern is ideal for emergency power outages, worksite lighting, or any outdoor situation requiring reliable illumination. A machete Condor Rude Boy can be used in a variety of situations, including doomsday. Crafted by Joe Flowers, a respected blade designer inspired by Latino culture and the machete-making traditions of El Salvador, where it's produced. This tool blends heritage with functionality. Imacasa, a renowned global leader in machete production, forges the Rude Boy. With its 18-inch length and 2.5mm blade thickness, this machete is built for most tasks, whether it's clearing brush, building shelter, or defending yourself. Flowers designed the handle in the style of a typical Latin American machete, a design that's been proven effective and used worldwide. Lightweight yet sturdy, the Rude Boy machete is a versatile and dependable tool every prepper should consider. Emergency radio is a good emergency radio for any doomsday kit, combining a weather radio, flashlight, SOS siren, and a 2,000 milliamp hour USB power bank. This compact device ensures you're prepared for a variety of survival situations. Whether it's tuning into AM, FM, or weather bands, the radio gives you vital information with up to 14 hours of runtime. Its versatility shines through multiple charging options: hand crank, solar, USB input, or AAA batteries, which boast a 10-year shelf life. In addition to staying informed, the two LED flashlights provide up to 120 lumens of brightness, while the SOS light and siren are life-saving tools for signaling distress. The built-in power bank can even recharge your cell phone in a pinch, making this all-in-one device a reliable and indispensable tool for emergencies. Certified for quality, it operates in temperatures ranging from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius, ready to withstand harsh conditions.
Is brought to you by Mr. Cool, America's #1 choice for quality, affordable DIY
of gas. It is really basic but really effective. So all we're using here is a metal pail. We're using a little strip of copper. All of this, by the way, can be found on Amazon, so I'll make sure and leave links to that. We're using a Crisco candle. You can use any type of candle, but we'll show you how we made this one. It's very easy, very cheap. And lastly, a bag of sand. Now the whole idea here is we're using sand specifically because sand scientifically has proven that it holds heat for much longer than if we were to just burn this candle out of a container. So to start with, we got this Crisco jug of vegetable shortening, and as you can see, this candle right here is just a normal long candle that we've simply shoved down into the middle of this. And what it's going to do is it's going to burn all of the shortening at the top before it starts to burn the candle. That means this is going to last much, much longer than if we were just to use a simple candle like that. It's using the shortening as a fuel source, if you will, to keep that flame going. Now this is very important. Again, basically what we're going to do here is we're going to coil this in the sand in a circle, and the flame is going to hit this copper, and that heat is going to radiate through that copper coil into the sand, and it's actually going to heat up the sand. It's going to heat this up as well. All right, so the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut open our sandbag, and we're going to put about an inch worth of sand into this pail. Now in case you're wondering, this is just regular play sand. It is completely natural, pre-washed and screened, so nothing is going to come out of the sand that's unhealthy or anything of that nature. So again, we're just going to pour that right down into our pail and get about an inch in there. Now as you can see, this sand is still a little bit damp. It's totally fine. Once this heats up and we let it run, it's going to dry out that sand, and it's really going to retain that heat. So what we'll do now is just kind of compact this a little bit, make sure it's nice and level. Kind of makes me want to play in a sandbox. Okay, so we're just going to kind of test fit this and put it in place. That's perfect. We want it about level with this, and this coil is actually going to come up a little bit higher. So next what we're going to do is unspool this. Now just FYI, I believe this is 25mm copper. They had multiple different sizes. This is about the thickest you can get, and it's going to retain the most heat. So how we're going to do this is we're going to have the overlap right here go on the bottom. So we're just going to kind of pull this out to what length we think we need. We're going to kind of make it into an oval shape, not so much a circle, just about like that. And we'll tweak this after we get it in. But we're going to bury this into the sand, just like that.